Well, hello again, Redder Preacher, also known as Lainey. I had started this video just a minute ago, but I got interrupted by my children screaming, "There's a fire alarm!" So after checking that and walking the house, I think we're good. It's my fire alarm is one of my fire alarms is hardwired into the house. So just flip the breaker on that, walk around, kick the tires. We're good over here. So I'm gonna restart the video. I want to talk about my idea, and I'm not coming to you as a preacher right now. I'm coming to you, like I said, as an Aquarian curious person, and to walk this out, a little skit in my mind. So let's go live in my pretend world for a second. And I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking of it one day, but I was thinking it. I was thinking the death row inmates, they die and it costs the state money, and nobody really gets anything from that but the direct family. The rest of us don't see it, can't see it. We used to do public executions out in the public to teach people. It was a loud message we sent. And now that loud message is really being quieted behind closed doors of the state penitentiaries. So there's that, we haven't reinvented that will in a long, long time. Why would you? These are supposed to be like the rats at the bottom of the box, you know what I mean? And we're not supposed to give a damn. But here's what I was thinking. I'm opportunistic a little bit here in a good way. What if there was a national raffle every year that ended in, say, like September for the whole nation? And the raffle, like you and I, we could buy it from grocery stores, gas stations, and the raffle is a program through NASA or Tesla. And the program's called Ride and Die program. Let's just say that this is my world. We're living in it. Come on, I'm inviting you over. So what if NASA or Tesla came up with, Jeff Bezos, adopted the idea here, and we came up with a Ride and Die program, which means we're going to take the ride and die, okay? These raffle tickets would be sold, all around the nation that you and I are going to pay anywhere from $2 to $4 for. I mean, that's kind of right. And we know that when we buy the raffle ticket, we are, one, paying and funding a death row inmate to go to the Ride and Die program. And secondly, by buying a raffle ticket, we ourselves as an individual just put ourselves in a drawing to win a seat on that spacecraft that goes around the stratosphere with Jeff Bezos. You win a seat. You have a chance to win that if you buy the raffle. Now, the raffle is, like I said, Ride or Die program. Come on, Layman Laney, tell me what the Ride and Die program is in your mind. Well, to me, you would take the death row inmates and you'd put their names in a raffle, in a drawing, right? And if you get, say there's 4 seats on Jeff Bezos' little rocket ship, or there's 3 seats, that's what you do the raffle for each year. So if there's 3 seats on this spaceship, then you pull 3 names and you put every death row inmate in the nation in a big bucket. And on drawing night, let's just say the deadline's in September, give us something to do between, elections, right? So what happens here is death row inmates put their name in the raffle, and at September deadline time, the money that we spent as a nation buying raffle tickets is way more than a tank of gas to go to the stratosphere and back for Jeff Bezos, right? We probably just raised a lot of money through the Ride and Die program. Okay? Then you're going to take some guys, they're going to die anyway behind the state walls with a lethal injection. It's going to cost the state money, and and it really, I don't care how you look at it, it makes people feel uncomfortable. It just does, because it's death. It's horrible. But here, if the raffle happened, we would give 3 inmates, or perhaps 4 inmates, depends on how many seats are on the spaceship. We'd give them the chance to go into space and die, Ride and Die. You're either going to die on that gurney in front of the family, or you could be the lucky guy, if you call that lucky, and you could give a chance for those 3 inmates on death row to have a shot at dying together up in the stratosphere, looking back at the earth. Now, what put those men on death row is an act that's only between them and God. And an opportunity can be given back to them through the Ride and Die program, because the ending result is if they're death row inmates and they won the lottery, then September is done, and they take the ride in November. Like every November, there's the Ride and Die program. If you're one of the inmates and you're selected, you're not dying alone. You're dying next to 2 other guys. Well, that's crazy. So did Christ. You know what I'm saying? And something's going to happen between those 3 men and God that you and I are not supposed to see, just like the original act that got them there. And when they're sitting there running out of oxygen, slowly falling asleep, and kind of the same thing that we would have done here down on earth, not only do they die, which gives the family a feel good, we just raised a lot of money off of their bad deed, off of why they're there. We just turned gold. We just turned shit into gold. Right now, death row inmates are dying, and it's costing people money. We're not raising money because they're dying. You know what I'm saying? So with the Ride and Die program, every annual year, the nation would buy raffle tickets for the Ride and Die program. And when you buy the raffle ticket, like I said, you're in part paying for these guys' last ride. And you are also simultaneously putting your name in a drop so you can have a free ride if you want to next year with Jeff Bezos. So it's a way to use what's already here to do it in a better, different way. So when these guys are running out of oxygen, staring back at the earth, they are contemplating, ruminating, and they're going to die and they know it. Out there all alone and by themselves and never coming back. That's hard to handle. Seeing the world is hard to handle. That'd blow my mind. And to know that they're never coming back to it, that's a thought they would, there's a lot of come to Jesus meetings that are going to be happening on that spaceship between those three murderers. And I think this is a greater way to serve the soul. It's a greater way to get the job done. And it gives these men an epic opportunity to sit with just them and God. You know what I'm saying? And they know that while they're sitting there, that not only are they dying to pay, to make amends for their bad deed, we're also probably just made like $2 million off of that guy and $1 million off of that because we sold the raffle tickets. And I know that kind of money is going to be there because they're there. They did a bad deed. And not only, like I said, we get many pieces of something good from this old tree. And right now, death row inmates are costing the state money and kind of dying for free. And in this way, we can take that money and put it back into a charity of that family's choice. We can give the family some cash, you know what I mean? You could turn around and put the Ride or Die program into schools. I know you're like, oh, that's kind of shameful, but that's where the money's coming from. Don't play, because we got a lot of stuff right now in this world where money's coming from a corrupt place, and that's the money that's holding it up is dirty money, so don't even play. But Ride or Die program could, change a lot of things because of the money that it makes, right? So you leave it at that. You know what I mean? It's a different way to do it. So what does Jeff Bezos, death row, and space have in common? Well, a different way to do things. An opportunity for these guys to find Christ, which is why I'm here, because I'm a little bit of a preacher. Just a little bit, So I care for their souls, and what an innovative, creative way to get the job done, make tons and tons of cash for charities, or even for these men, make them pick a charity before they die. And, the money or a share of that money that was accumulated within the year, with their names on the docket, that money that was brought in through that fiscal year can be shared out among charities, among all kinds of stuff, entrepreneurs, towns, communities. We could make a bank off of their butt, pretty much. And right now, that's a wasted commodity that they're dying off on death row anyway. We should tap the resource. And it would be epic to do that. There's, what I mean? If you're going to leave the world, literally, why not leave it with that? Knowing money's coming, my death brings amends, and I'm going to sit up here with 3 other men and die in a way that nobody's ever died before. So, that have you. A little wacky, a little weird, but I thought it was cool to bring to you my little dime thoughts. So that's what happens in my brain. Thanks for visiting my side of the fence. Until next time, stay kind and stay out of your mind.